Excel 2010. Excel is a spreadsheet program in the Microsoft Office system that can help you create and format workbooks, which is a collection of spreadsheets, in order to analyze data and make more informed business decisions. Through the use of its new analysis and visualization tools, it can help you highlight data and identify trends. You can also use Excel to track data, build models for analyzing that data, write formulas to perform calculations on that data, create pivot tables for the data, and present the data in a variety of professional-looking charts. There are several common uses for Excel, and they generally fall into three categories. Calculations, they handle very complicated calculations and what-if situations for analysis. Charting, if we take a look on the screen, we have basically a database export of a large database file, and we have it displayed in Excel. And with the calculations capability, you can create extreme analysis situations with your data. Like I mentioned, charting, you can turn that information into charts. This chart was created with 2 or 3 mouse clicks from the previous screen. It's an excellent basis for charting, and that is transmitted throughout all of the Office, Microsoft Office system. So if you understand the charting and are able to use it within Excel, when you are inside Word or PowerPoint, etc., it utilizes the same structure of charting. It's based on Excel's charting capability, so you have a command of the charting equally as well in those applications. Lastly, we see from database integration, you're able to sort, filter, and connect with others in a collaborative effort with your findings. So this is a sample spreadsheet created from the original database overwhelming spreadsheet, you might say. And this is a sample sales years to date compilation with the conditional formatted cells here displaying the visual references of the value in the cell as it relates to the highest sales figure. So for instance, this $20,000 sales volume compares to the highest, which is 50. Each cell is a ratio compared to 50, and that translates into how much of this gradient shading the cell gets. So at a snap, you can look down this column and see some customers here and here and here. All of these aren't doing quite the volume as, say, this set of customers, this one, or the top selling one, this one. So at a glance, you can see how these visualization tools are very helpful within Excel, make it very powerful. And lastly, these 3 areas are where most of the functionality, common uses fall. But in particular, some common scenarios for using Excel would include, say, accounting, where you can use the powerful calculation features in Excel, like financial accounting statements, cash flow statements, income statements, etc., profit and loss statements. Budgeting, it's used heavily for personal and business-related budgeting. Billing and sales, Excel is very useful in managing billing and sales data. And you can easily create forms that you need, for example, sales invoices, packing slips, purchase orders, all of that within here. You can automate that functionality. Reporting capabilities is another scenario where Excel is extremely useful. It's a great tool for creating professional plans and the like, weekly class plans, marketing research plans, year-end tax plans, etc. All the way to tracking is another area. And you can use it to keep track of data in a timesheet or a list, any type of listing example. It's an inventory sheet, all of those types. Excel is quite conducive and capable of being utilized in that area. And lastly, just simply using calendars because of its rigid grid-like workspace. Excel lends itself to creating about any type of calendar. For example, an academic calendar, or keeping track of activities, or a school year or your fiscal year calendar or to track business events and milestones for a company. So those are the basic tasks, the scenarios rather, that are very common to the utilization of Excel and how it's interwoven into them. And Lastly, to really get a good grip on the basic tasks in Excel, one of the best ways to learn about Excel is simply to open the program and try using the various features. And we'll do just that, and we'll see that one of the features of Excel which gives it its power is the fact that it can accommodate up to 60,000 columns across, and I believe up to 1,000,000 rows deep. So that equates to about 16.7 cells of data that Excel is capable of handling on a worksheet. And with that, we'll proceed to the next lesson.